and he's on hunger strike. I'm really pleased he's able to be here today to talk about the prisoners, their hunger strike, and their very, very just and right demands. Obada Sawallha. And Obada Sawallha's uncle is Mahmoud Ramahi, and a placard behind him.
Other side. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Every year we congregate, and millions worldwide congregate to remember the Nakba. And we add another mark to the tally that counts the years since Palestine was occupied and the terrorist, racist state of Israel was created. This year, the tally stands at 64. As an occupied, oppressed people, we do not have tanks, and we do not have fighter jets. We have something much, much more powerful. We have our resolve, and we have our determination. The tally stands at 64, but it's not the only tally that Palestinians keep. We have tallies for the number of Palestinian towns and villages that were wiped off the face of the earth. We have tallies for the massacres and for the wars. We have tallies for the Israeli violations of international law. We have tallies for our martyrs, and we have tallies for our injured. We have tallies for the number of tallies that try and give a glimpse of what it means to be a Palestinian. One of the important tallies we're here to remember today is one that stands at 6,000 plus. And it bears the title, Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. That's 6,000 plus. At this point in time, over 2,000 of those Palestinians are on hunger strike. And have been on hunger strike for 25 days. Tens of them are hospitalized. Bilal Diab and Tahir Halahla are completing their 75th day, one of the longest hunger strikes in history. This is Palestinian resolve, and this is Palestinian determination. My uncle, Dr. Mahmoud Ramahi, and my cousin, Muhammad Ramahi, are amongst the prisoners on hunger strike. My uncle's crime was that he was chosen by his people to represent them as a secretary of the Palestinian parliament. Him and others, and 26 others, are held under what's called administrative detention in Israeli jails without any charge or trials. The hunger strikers have a simple set of demands. Some of them have been in solitary confinement for 12 years. Some of them have not had their families allowed to visit them. Hundreds of Palestinians are kidnapped every year under the guise of administrative detention. The hunger strikers are calling for these practices to be abolished. As British citizens, we have a special obligation towards the Palestinians, not only because of our historic responsibility for the conflict by way of the Balfour Declaration of 1917, nor only because Israeli administrative detention was introduced by British mandate law, but also because British successive governments have continually supported Israel and given it cover when it violates international law and basic human rights. We must hold our government accountable for its part in Israel's crimes. Requests and speeches directed at Israel are not enough. The world needs to move like it moved against the apartheid state of South Africa. 64 years ago, the founders of Israel thought it was only a matter of time before the Palestinians would give up. They claimed that the generation that lived the Nakba would die and that the next generation would forget. I belong to the generation after that. And I think I speak for the whole of my generation when I say that we will never forget, and we will not rest until Palestine is restored to all 27,000 square kilometers of Palestinian land. From the river to the sea, free from occupation and free from terror. They underestimate our resolve, and they continue to underestimate our determination. Thank you.